I talked with Russell Moore from Russell Moore and Third Timeout at the International Bluegrass Music Association's World of Bluegrass 2016. Listen on to see what I had to ask. I'm here at the IBMA with Russell Moore from Russell Moore and Third Timeout. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
No problem. You've recorded 18 albums. Which one was your favorite to record and why?
Oh, gosh. 18, really? Okay. I lost count, to be honest with you. Honestly, I think I would have to say the last one we did, the one that came out in September of last year. It's About Time. I think that's probably my favorite CD that we've recorded. The song selection, the arrangements, I think it really speaks to what we as a band are really going for and trying to put out there for our fan base and for bluegrass music in general. So the song selection, the arrangements we came up with, and just the execution itself is probably all. Those are some of the reasons why I like it, but that's probably my favorite.
So do you have a favorite song on that album?
I tell you what, I'm a big fan of Sam Cooke, and so we did an a cappella version of his "You Send Me" song, which was really kind of true to what we've done for years, is bring a cappella music in a secular way into bluegrass music. And so that was, and that's one of my favorite songs he ever did. So that was a real treat to get to arrange the vocals on that song and present it in a really different way than Sam's version. But they're all so good. I'd have a hard time picking just one song that was my favorite off of that.
Definitely. You were on Billboard's top 5 albums last year. What was this like?
That was like, we've never, I don't guess, ever had a CD that hit that high on the Billboard charts. That was at the CD that came out through Cracker Barrel Old Country Store. Timeless Hits from the Past Bluegrass. And it hit top 5 with Billboard. And that whole experience was pretty incredible, just being associated with a brand name like Cracker Barrel, which is known for being wholesome, family-oriented, great food. I don't know anybody who doesn't like to go into a Cracker Barrel store and at least just look around in the store, for something, just window shopping, But they did a wonderful job promoting not only the CD, but with the band, and we did several in-store appearances. They had our posters, hanging up in all the stores, which is pretty incredible to get phone calls and people saying, "Man, I just walked in my local Cracker Barrel to eat breakfast. Man, there you are hanging from the ceiling." So that's really awesome. And all over the country it was the same way. But being associated with that, them, I think, is what helped catapult us into that top 5 with Billboard.
Cool. You've been the IBMA Male Vocalist of the Year 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like?
It never gets old. It's incredible. It really is. I think there's a lot of people that need to be recognized in this music. Not just for vocals, but in a lot of different things, areas as well. But as I can speak as far as vocally, that I'm always excited and honored to be nominated, because I think it's just my nature. I think other people think more of my singing than what I think of my singing. Okay, so to be nominated to win, it's pretty. It was very, very exciting. And humbling at the same time. It's kind of weird. But I know that there's other people that need to be recognized. And I'm just glad that I'm still at this point in my career, in my life, that I'm still able to offer something that people seem to enjoy.
You've been making music with Russell Moore and Third Time Out for 25 years. What goals do you have for the next 25 years?
Well, just being true to ourselves and playing the very best music that we possibly can. And still trying, to be creative and give our fan base and the bluegrass industry what they've come to expect out of us. Really don't want to try to be something that we're not, because then you're not happy. So creative, more recordings, and try to have a good time. We're not getting any younger, and road life is not as easy as it was when we were younger men, for sure. But as long as we can keep our health, and hopefully we can realize many more years as Third Time Out in this industry.
If you could go back in time and give a younger you advice, what would you say?
I don't know. I would probably say take care of yourself. Really, because I just spoke about road life and how it can it can be tough, and the older you get, the tougher it is, and if you don't burn the candle at both ends when you're younger, you might actually feel better when you get a little older. So I would say health, because as it's been said, and if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. And when you're young, you feel like you're bulletproof, and you feel like you can just do whatever you want, and everything's fine. And that's true for a while, but it does have a way of catching up with you later in life, and health is very important. So I would say, if I had to tell myself anything, it would be, maybe eat a little more fish and not so much red meat, something like that. Maybe exercise more, things like that. Things that I've been told for years, and it's not the easiest thing to do, but I would say make time to do that stuff, because it will help you out later in life. And even though it's very hard to do that when you're running all night and half the next day to get to your next show, there's not really a way that you can take a walk, or work out or anything like that. So, but I would say make time every chance you get to do that.
My podcast is called I Had to Ask, and I was wondering, what question do you wish reporters had to ask you in interviews?
Probably, I don't know. Probably, at this point right now, I think more questions about the team that we have together. With Kimberly Williams at East Public Relations, our publicist, Josh Trivet at Moonstruck Management, booking and management. It takes for what we're doing right now, it takes a team, a good team, and everybody seems to work well together, and everybody works very hard at promoting, booking, doing what we need to do to get our presence known, and taking our music, anywhere that they'll have us. That's maybe a little bit more sometimes about that, but my wife as well, who's been so supportive of me in whatever facet of this music that I'm in, whatever I'm doing. She's always been there to prop me up when I needed a helping hand. She's the first one to wave the banner, the Russell Moore banner, the Third Time Out banner. She's just an incredibly helpful person, And we'll be married 31 years this November.
It's great.
Yeah, and you know, my best friend, biggest supporter, and you know, she just really helps me get through each day, each week, especially when times are a little tough. Yeah, so just want to throw that out there.
That's great. Is there anything else you'd like to tell my listeners?
Well, I want to say thank you for always caring, for your support, for attending the shows, and not only Third Time Out shows, but supporting bluegrass music in general, this whole industry. We need you, and we love you, and we look forward to seeing you somewhere, hopefully soon.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening.